At what age should you start planning your financial future? Well, you're never too young or too old to start doing that, and the sooner that you do it, the better it is. And we're not talking just a savings, a savings plan at a bank. We're talking about really planning for your future. We decided today we'll bring in three of the pros that do handling just that: Thompson, Baxter, and Associates. We have Chuck Thompson is with us today, Skip Baxter, and Cindy Caraway. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
If you would, Chuck, start out a little bit, just giving us a little background about Thompson, Baxter, and Associates, if you would.
We've been around for a while. Individually, I think around 30 years we've been doing financial planning. As a firm, about 21 years. There's four of us. One of the guys couldn't be here this morning, and we have a support staff. All of us are experienced. I think the least experienced person is about 7 or 8 years. So we call ourselves a retirement income specialist. And the reason for that is, well, let me just say this. When you're saving for retirement, that's usually about a 40 to 45 year period. So you've got some time to make some mistakes along the way. But when you transition into retirement, you need to get it, we always say you need to get it right the first time. You don't want to practice that because there's not much time to make it up. And during the course of our careers, we've taken a lot of folks into retirement successfully. So we're really proud of that. That's what we specialize in. Have you heard of Dave Ramsey?
Yes.
We're the Dave Ramsey ELP for this area. So we get a lot of folks through Dave Ramsey to come through our doors. So anyways, that's a little bit about the firm.
And so it's actually not too, it's never too early to start your financial planning. And the earlier that you start, the better that you are. And of course, in today's world, because of the economy, is something that you really have to be sure. Let's talk a little bit about, if you would, Skip, Social Security. I'm almost 59 years old, so I'm already looking at, okay, somewhere down the line, and I've already gone online and said, okay, I've got to be 66 years old and so many months to get my full Social Security benefits. It's kind of a complex thing to the Social Security thing is.
It is very complex. Husband and wife today trying to make those decisions. When you look at all the combinations, there's over 500 different combinations that you could make in applying for Social Security benefits. So it can be very daunting, very complex. Fortunately, we have a lot of resources at our beckon that we can answer questions and help you choose the right way to file for your Social Security benefits. Let me give you a little tidbit of information of how Social Security has changed. There was a nice lady by the name of Ida Mae Fuller who was from Ludlow, Vermont. The reason that she is important, she is one of the first recipients of a Social Security check, which was $22.54 a month in 1940. She lived to be 100. She received over $22,000 worth of benefits in her lifetime. Now, if you think about that today, people today are receiving $22,000 a year in benefits, not over their lifetime.
Wow.
So just looking at that, lots of changes, very complex. We have the answers. If we don't have them right in our office, we have a source to go to get them. Come see us. We'll be glad to help you with that.
Because I know, for the longest time we thought we got to the age of 60 or even 65. That was the age that you could file for your retirement. But now, it just seems like it gets older and older. Is it because people are working later in their lives?
They're living longer. People are claiming earlier, but the fact is that our population diminishes. There's fewer people working in the Social Security system to support the ones that are receiving the dollars. So things have to change. Benefits can decrease, taxes can go up, benefits may be shortened. In other words, you may have to take a benefit a little bit later. There's a lot of things, or a lot of issues that have to be looked at, but those are some of the things that certainly Congress is going to be looking at, and they always do.
Okay. Well, all right, Cindy, I'm going to turn to you now. Seniors, I guess I'm in that, I was 55, what is it now, 55 and over, you're a senior? Or?
I don't know, there's a lot of different definitions out there.
It's
all depends on who's got free coffee.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Whoever gives a discount.
Gives you a discount. What are some of the things that seniors should be aware of and watch out for?
Well, unfortunately, there's a lot that they need to be aware of. We, in our practice, we've brought a lot of clients into retirement because we've been in business for a while. So, and we get calls even from them that they've had somebody knock on their door and they're selling some product that guarantees an income they can't outlive. Well, you know, that sounds wonderful, and in some cases it is, and in some cases it could be a part of your portfolio, but you have to be very careful. You have to be aware of who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And there's resources out there. You can, just as if you were doing business with any company, you may check the Better Business Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Or I guess I could get some information and check with you and see, is this legitimate? You know,
well, you always want to get a second opinion.
Oh, yeah.
You always, I mean, because this is your nest egg. This is your livelihood.
It's like
this
your
is
health.
what you've worked your whole life for, and and it's very scary. But there is, we're regulated by FINRA. You can go online. They have a website, finrabrokercheck.org, where you can find out information about the advisors you may be dealing with. There's also the Mississippi Insurance Department. If it's an insurance product, you can go onto their website and search and find out about, you know, if there's any issues with anybody you might be dealing with. You always want to get a second opinion. You always want to make sure, you know, what they're recommending is in your best interests.
because, I mean, you see stories all the time about seniors or even, you know, non-seniors getting scammed.
Yeah.
Just like you said, got a great investment plan for you. It's going to make you a whole bunch of money. All you got to do is sign right here.
Yeah.
And that's a bad thing to do, because next thing
Yeah.
you know, your house is gone, your
Right.
savings, your lifetime savings is all
Right.
gone.
Yeah,
Right.
you need to really, this website she's talking about is really important. A lot of people don't know about it, www.brokercheck.com.
Brokercheck.com. Okay, I'm going to write that down.
I think you also need to be working with someone
Not
who...
.com.org.
I'm sorry, .org.
Yeah.
Brokercheck.org. Thank you.
I think you also need to be working with somebody who's licensed in a lot of different areas, not just with insurance or not just with investments, because guess what? If they're just licensed in one of those areas, that's all they're going to be able to show you. You need somebody who can show you a diverse range of products. You know, to
We
help
got
you.
less than a minute left. Anything else you want to finish up? Of course, I know your website is chock full of information, because I can just sit there and
Well,
write
you can go to our website, and shortly we will have the Social Security information on it, www.tbcadvisor.com, and
Okay.
we'll have the Social Security information.
When you come see us, and if it's about Social Security or whatever your planning needs are, you will leave with a better idea. You're going to feel a lot better about the situation, because there are going to be some people in our firm that'll help you.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck
Thank
Thompson, Skip Baxter, Cindy Caraway, Thompson, Baxter, and Associates. You need to plan your future. Give them a call. They're right down the street.